Welcome, everybody, back to TheDomCast, episode 44. This is the first podcast of the new year, first podcast of the decade. Rod and E, say what's up. We got a lot of news today.
How y'all doing?
What's up, 2020?
Yeah, 2020. We got to use that basic-ass line, 2020 vision. That's
2020
I got
vision.
2020 vision. Yeah, shut that shit up. Drake wore that out last year already. But, yeah, so we almost got finessed because we hopped on the podcast and we were on Twitter and we saw some news that Andre Drummond had been traded to the Hawks, and it was an account that looked just like Woj. Like, I retweeted it and everything. I quote tweeted it. Like, I thought it actually happened because we were just doing my 2K simulation on Twitch the other day, and he kept going to the Hawks in free agency. So I thought they actually traded him, but it turns out the actual report from Woj is that the Pistons and Hawks are talking about a trade. No trade is imminent at the moment, but the Pistons are talking to several teams about trading Andre Drummond. Obviously, he's a free agent this year. I guess this means that Detroit doesn't believe that they can keep him. But what do y'all think about this? If that Atlanta deal would have went down, because that's the only team that they named that they're talking to right now, how do y'all feel about that? Y'all think that would be good when, they have John Collins and what do y'all think about this?
I think it means that Detroit's blowing it up. So I think it means that Blake Griffin and even D Rose would end up on the block.
That'd be great.
Especially D Rose, because I don't want to see him toiling on Detroit because, Detroit's not going anywhere.
Yeah, same. It'll be great move for Atlanta, especially with Trae Young got some help now. And again, I would like to see Rose in a different jersey.
Trying to see who?
Rose in a different jersey.
Yeah. So as far as Atlanta, that would be if Atlanta can pull this off. It's funny the deal that we saw. I think we said Chandler Parsons, Cam Reddish, and a Brooklyn first round pick. So that was the roots. That was the fake deal that we saw. It's crazy. Chandler Parsons is still collecting a check here.
He's Houston, yeah.
Right. I don't think he's played I don't even
since
know.
then.
His game played stat look crazy.
His agent needs a medal.
Right. It's not even Rich Paul either. I don't think. You go on Basketball Reference. Chandler Parsons' game played look kind of crazy. Like the fact that he's still here. Normally those guys bow out after a while. But yeah, if Atlanta was able to pull this off, that'd be important because eventually you look at a guy like Trae Young and you hope that he doesn't get stuck in a situation like Karl Anthony Towns is in right now. Well, you just basically the star player, you get drafted to a bad situation, you stay in that bad situation for years, and I think that'd be compounded with Trae with the fact that his link to Luka Doncic and everything, and how Doncic could possibly be in a conference finals this year as well. Right. So it would be terrific if Atlanta could swing something like that. But yeah, as far as the Drummond thing, yeah, you guys are right. It looks like they would be blowing the Pistons up if they were going to trade Drummond. I'm not sure who would want Griffin or where he would go or where Rose.
Yeah, he declined this year, so
yeah.
I don't know the trade value
after having one of his best seasons last year too. Then
how many years he got left?
Blake Griffin.
He got a max, don't he?
Blake Griffin, he signed. Yeah, that's the thing. The Clippers traded him right as they signed him. Basically, that same season they traded him halfway through the season.
So that might not be easy to move.
Yeah, that's not even gonna be easy to move. And clearly, he's gonna right now this season. Oh, he's having a horrible season for him too. Yeah, he's only at God damn, Blake. I didn't know it was this bad.
What's his stats?
Blake, first of all, he's a 30-year-old. He's averaging 15 points.
Wow.
4 rebounds. Oh my God.
He's shooting in the 30s too?
3 assists, yes. He's shooting 24% from 3 and 35% from the field overall.
I didn't know he was that bad.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Shit. Yeah. So, and you were just asking about his contract, Eric. Blake Griffin is playing on we know it's expensive because that's what the Clippers got him from. Let me just find this real quick.
Hold on, that's crazy, man.
What?
I didn't know it was 15 points. I thought he was 20... 26,
No,
6.
I knew it was bad. I thought it might have been 18 or 17.
This end of the bench type stats.
Maybe not end of the bench. Okay.
Role player stats.
Ooh, shit. Yo, check it out. Blake, so Blake, God damn. He's making $34 million this season, $36 million next season, and then he has a player option for $38 million. Option.
Good.
That's worse than the CP3 contract.
He's good.
They paid this guy like he was still in his Clippers. That's when they paid him. That's when they paid him was when he was with the Clipper days. But okay, so yeah, that's not moving any. That's like a John Wall situation.
Yeah, he's good.
Damn, bro. So I don't know where Blake would move.
He's not moving anywhere.
Yeah,
he might move to a new house.
Yeah,
that's
right.
about it.
Buy some stocks, but
bro, imagine. Yeah, so man. Damn, that threw me off my game real quick. So yeah, this Blake Griffin, who knows what'll ever happen with that situation. I see why the Pistons are trying to maneuver now with Drummond, because you don't think you're going to be able to re-sign Drummond this summer, and if he would even stay. So then that leaves Derrick Rose as well, and Derrick Rose, for Derrick Rose, he's having a good season, and the Lakers I know have been, I don't even know if Rose is on the trading block yet, so this is completely hypothetical, but would you care to maybe move something for Derrick Rose if you're the Lakers? Because again, all Laker fans keep saying is we need another ball handler, we need another playmaker, so Derrick Rose becomes available.
Yeah, I give up Jared Dudley.
Damn.
I get up Pope. I don't like Pope, man. He's off and on, but Pope can shoot threes. I don't know if Rose still an outside shooter. I know he's a great playmaker, but I just don't know.
Right. Yeah, what exactly you would give up? That's the problem, is the Lakers don't have a ton of value.
Or Bradley, but you get up defense, so I don't know.
Because I'm assuming the Pistons will be looking for value too on that.
Absolutely.
As well. Yeah. So.
Unless they really just don't care who they get, they're trying to blow it up. But
right. That's another one of it, man. Detroit.
If you get Parsons, you trying to blow stuff up. So.
Yeah. Yeah, Detroit is just another one of those, I mean, more or less, if you look at the 2010s, it's just poverty franchise. Like, how many times did they make the playoffs in the 2010s? They made it one time, I believe. They played the Cavaliers in 2016, and
I think twice. They made twice.
Yeah, maybe, because they really haven't been relevant since the Chauncey Billups days, like at the end of the 2000s, 2009, 2008, basically, when they played the Celtics.
They haven't been relevant. They're probably second worst, with Kings being the worst.
Yeah,
for
that's crazy how that happens. And that's crazy how that happens. That's one of those franchises I'll always tell y'all, like, if you're a fan of that team and they haven't got it together in 10 years, or you don't even see a direction after 10 years.
It's a great city though.
Yeah,
it's a strong city, but I feel bad for them.
Yeah. That's
jerseys trash. I don't know.
Yeah, no, the referee jerseys they got.
Like race car, some motor sort of city thing. I don't know.
Yeah, so that's what's going on with the Pistons. For a second, I thought Drummond actually that really got me. Shout out to that Twitter account, because I was duped. I thought Drummond was a Hawk, and I was happy for Trae Young, because I was like, maybe they're going to resign him, and looking at the Eastern Conference being a little bit better next year. But that's on hold. But hey, that's our introduction to trade season, so I am definitely looking forward to that. Right now we're in All-Star season. All-Star game is only like a month away, or a month and some change away. And this is funny, bro. NBA fans don't take shit seriously. So we got our votes in, and we're looking at let's see, front court East and front court West. Yeah, so obviously the front court leader for the Western Conference is LeBron. The guards is Luka Doncic. Then the front court leader in the East is Giannis, and the guards for the East is Trae Young. So I'm glad to see he's getting his just due. But there's a couple of people that aren't. But do y'all care at all? Because I saw people actually, people's feathers are getting ruffled over the fact that Alex Caruso has more votes than Devin Booker. He has 92,000. Devin Booker has 91.
This is the first go around.
I mean, first off, it's not how it used to be. So, I mean, votes isn't the only thing that's going to determine.
For Russo, it's votes and his teammates. Come on.
Because it wasn't that long ago when Zaza Pachulia got a whole bunch of All-Star votes.
That was from his country, right? I'm assuming.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was like 2017, I think, when he was on the Golden State.
So this isn't the first time this has happened. I mean, Taco Fall has a lot of votes too.
Yeah, no, Taco Fall is in 6.
Taco Fall.
Yeah, Taco Fall. I'm so glad he's on our team, bro. I'm so glad we picked him up. I got Taco sitting at 6th place though, with 110,000 vote amongst front court players in the Eastern Conference. That puts him above. Oh damn, I'm not gonna lie, that's brutal, bro. He's above Bam Adebayo, who's having an incredible season.
That's ridiculous.
He's like Bam is the shit. If you watch Miami games, he's the shit.
Yeah, it's fan favorite, but we know when the final results come in, everything.
Yeah, they're not gonna be there.
But I'm surprised that 2 international players are the leading vote getters.
Right? Yeah, that's when I was looking at, like, man, this might be the future. What if we end up... Well, so what it is the captains of the team is whoever gets the most votes.
Regardless of position.
And right now, Luka has the most votes of the Western Conference. Yeah. He leads LeBron by about 50K.
Team Luka. Like, it's crazy.
That's crazy to think about, right? Like, you look at, you assume it's going to be Team LeBron for a long time. Yeah. And like, already we at, like, the point where it might be Team Luka and Team Giannis.
First of the decade is a different.
Right? Yeah, as soon as you turn the decade, that's crazy, man. Another person that didn't even blip on here is Bradley Beal, I believe. Let's see, front court, yeah. Or my bad, back court. That's the guards. Yeah, he didn't even blip.
Who's name the backcourt list in the East?
Oh wait, he did blip. He's 9th, but yeah, okay, he's 9th.
That's barely on the list.
So the top 10 backcourt, top 10 front. That's how they did it.
Yeah. Okay. That's how they did it. So
who's top 3 in the East backcourt?
Trae Young, Kyrie, and Kemba Walker. Kyrie is there without having played since like...
What about backcourt?
He's only played like 10 games.
Wait, did you say front court or back court?
I did both. No, do front court.
No, we
so didn't Kyrie only play like 10 games?
Yeah, like 11 games.
Something like that.
Yeah, man. Just him and his people, man.
Yeah, he's leading Kemba Walker. Derrick Rose, though, I'm glad to see he's getting his just too. He's fourth.
I'm not gonna lie, I put in a vote for D Rose.
Yeah. I mean, hey man, yeah, bro.
Rose,
before he retires, our goal is to get him to another All-Star game.
Speaking of that, people want Melo in the All-Star too.
People, wait, what?
I heard on Twitter they want Melo in the All-Star.
I mean, they do the honorary thing now,
But
right?
you need one on east side, don't you?
That's permanent?
Oh,
always going to do that?
I thought
or was that
so.
just for that one?
I mean, he did it once, so like, why can't?
But what I'm saying, both of them Wade and Winslow
we knew they were retiring, but we don't know.
You got Vince Carter retiring.
Yeah, so he's gonna get an honorary spot. He announced he was retiring. VC formally announced it. So VC will get his honorary in the East. I think that makes sense.
But you can't get him an honorary if they gonna still play after the season.
True, yeah, because it looked crazy. Because that was the controversy last year with Dirk, is they were saying like he didn't even say he was gonna retire yet, and they gave him an honorary one.
We retired for him.
And Melo, we're gonna talk about Melo a little bit later. Give him a shout out, but yeah, he doesn't necessarily look like a player that's about to retire next year.
Not at all.
If anything, he's proved he can still be here. You know what I mean? So,
Zebo. On east side,
Now he not even. You got to be on a roster at least.
Okay.
Unless you Magic Johnson in the '90s, you at least got to be on a roster.
Yeah.
But fuck. Speaking of that, I don't think I took a good look at these rankings because Carmelo Anthony is actually on this list.
Hey.
He's 8th in front court for the West at 142,000 votes. So, man, they love you then they hate you, man. Because like Melo spent the last couple of years getting just brutal.
Getting dragged, man.
Yeah, I know them 142K votes not from Portland. I know that for a fact. Ingram is getting his love. Dwight Howard blip too. He's 10th in the front court as well.
They love him, man. They hate you when they love you, man.
And then you play in LA as well. That helps obviously because Caruso wouldn't be getting these votes in Indiana.
100%.
You can't. I don't think. But if you're good in Indiana, you can get votes according to your guy Domantas Sabonis in the front court of the East. He is. Okay, he's 10th. Yeah, so now Caruso wouldn't stand a chance because Sabonis is actually hooping this year. Kyle Lowry, we're gonna talk about him later as well. He's 8th. Ben Simmons 6th. Zach LaVine, okay, they're trying to get Zach LaVine an All-Star nod. He is 5th in guards. I'm glad they got Siakam here as well in the front court. Jimmy Butler.
So okay, if they what's the qualifier of games played? Any? Like for Siakam, he'll be back by then, right?
I hope so, because I'm looking up articles of when is Siakam returning and nothing's coming back.
I don't like replacements because he be like,
like how we got Kyle Korver that one year.
Yeah, horrible.
Yeah, when you start getting guys who aren't all NBA players in the All-Star game, look kind of crazy. But yeah, that's basically our All-Star voting. So yeah, I found the Caruso thing funny because now I see people really taking it seriously. Like, okay, the jokes need to stop. This needs to stop. First of all, he's not, like y'all said, he's not going to be in the All-Star game.
Yeah, not at all.
We're not going to team Caruso out.
The coach is not going to vote this.
Yeah, exactly, because the coaches and the players get votes too, right?
No, for the reserve, I thought all coaches.
Yeah, somewhere this gets worked out.
Yeah, I thought the system was fans, players, and coaches.
Yeah, but he ain't gonna make the fan vote. But when the coaches make the rest of the roster, they're gonna get Alex. Right?
Yeah, no, this is a fail safe, so we don't end up with memes like an All-Star team because you can't market that. Yeah, I don't think it's a big deal. It's gonna separate itself out. But I mean, hey, this also just speaks to markets in the NBA.
I would like to see Team Luka, to be honest.
You like to see that? Like, see him as the captain? I don't think that's gonna hold. I don't think that 50K lead is gonna. I don't think that's gonna hold. Right, this is our first return, so that is our first return. Yeah, I don't.
It might be LeBron or Giannis again.
That's crazy when you think about it, especially with LeBron playing in LA. Like that normally, I figured that's.
Well, it's a country over there you got to deal with, fam.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you talking about Luka? Yeah, true. That's how.
Country,
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I forgot all about that.
You're 100% right about that. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay.
Hard to compete with that.
It is hard. I'm just trying to imagine in my head in February, like LeBron James getting picked by somebody for a team.
Yeah.
That don't feel like a thing. You know what I mean? Like
I pick you, LeBron.
Yeah. like LeBron getting picked by somebody. I don't know. It's just he's been in that position for so long.
Yeah.
But yeah, so those are our All-Star returns right now. So Ben Simmons is, he's blipping right now. It could potentially be an All-Star this year. So I'm going to use that to pivot right into Joel Embiid's comments. Which I hadn't seen until right before we hopped on the podcast. But these aren't even vague. This is Joel Embiid to me pretty much calling Ben Simmons out. But his comment says, we have to, is that where it starts? Yeah, here we go. So we just got to look at ourselves and see what we can do individually. We got to help each other, even if it means being outside of your comfort zone for the greater good to help the team win. And he says, meaning that if you got space and if you got space to shoot it, you got to do it. We need everybody to buy into that, and we'll be fine. We're gonna be fine. That's Ben Simmons.
Yeah,
that's speaking to Ben
that's pretty
Simmons.
Blatant.
But what do y'all think about those comments? Are y'all like, is that a shot, or what do y'all think about it? Because we've been talking about the eventual split of these two one day, anyways. So what are your thoughts on the comment?
I mean, right now they're operating in basically the same workspace, because the Ben Simmons jump shot, hit the three, Aaron goes wild. Right. Then it's almost like it was a shot in the dark, because he's kind of back to what he was, and then given the fact that Philly has so many pieces, he doesn't have the
versatility. I don't know.
Like it's
go ahead. I'm saying like he doesn't have the same opportunities.
Right. Okay, yeah, I get what you're saying. we got there. What do you think about it?
To piggyback on Rod. Yes, the play styles. He's taking up Embiid. He's taking up Embiid workspace. Every time Embiid the post player, Ben Simmons trying to drive in, get clogged. But hey, you have to say it. The coaches said it, the media said it. Now the star player is saying the same thing. So maybe Ben Simmons could take it as as the same situation Embiid took it when Shaq criticized him, or he could take it the other way. It'd be an issue, but everybody had the same message to Ben Simmons: improve your game, man. You shooting with the wrong hand. I don't know, he right-handed or left-handed.
Because that's exactly what Jalen Rose said in this segment. I was watching a little bit of it, and he was saying how his layups and his floaters all like right-handed, but then he take a jump shot or something like that, like it's his left.
Yeah, so. I don't know what hand his dominant hand, but they got to figure that out.
Yeah.
Did they lose the game when he made a comment that
I don't know when that comment actually came. I just saw it pop up as like a headline, and
everybody said it, man. It's the elephant in the room, fam. Yeah, especially if you go back, you go look at tapes, like they go study this film, and you see Ben Simmons in the lane.
Yeah. Because Brett Brown said the same thing. He said he'd like to see Ben take 2 threes at least a game or something like that, and I don't know what he's afraid of, like your percentages, because it looked crazier when you just don't shoot at all. Like when you got 1 3-point attempt for the whole season, that looked even crazier. I think it has to be mental, because he just got to shoot. At this point, I'm a Magic fan, obviously, but Fultz, his shot's still janky. But if you leave him open on the line, he's going to shoot it, because that's the right choice. That's the right option. Yeah. Playing as a guard in 2020 and beyond, and it's been like this for the last half of last decade. Like this is just what it is. You really can't be a guard with another star player.
It's only because he have a superstar in the paint.
That's part of it. If
B wasn't his teammate, I don't think it would be an issue as much as it is. But the fact that your star player is a post player.
Yeah.
I think it also plays into how people can defend you, because if you have a three-pointer as an option, then the floor will open up, because then you have space to drive to the paint.
Yeah,
that's why Harden's so unstoppable, because he can hit the three, but then if he gets past you, he's gonna get to the line. So now the defender's at no man's land.
Exactly.
So it's just about as an offensive player, it creates more opportunities.
Yeah, there's that. And it compounds the issue that it's Joel Embiid's team, and he played, and Embiid is his teammate, because I don't necessarily think like Giannis and Embiid would fit great together either. Not at all. It would be a nightmare for other teams to try to score on, probably. Yeah, that'd be an issue, and but on the floor together, they would completely be in each other's zones, like that would. And Shaq made a comment that tie back to that later. But it compounds it, because the team is not really built around Ben Simmons. Like Giannis's team is built around Giannis. The Sixers are not built around Ben Simmons, and then Joel Embiid is his teammate. And I don't take any issue with what Joel Embiid said, because it's when things leak out into the media. You prefer players not to share how they feel about their teammates out into the media, because then they feel like who knows. I heard Phil Jackson used to do
the right way too. That's the best way that Embiid could have said, instead of Watt mention his name. Yeah, you want to call out your man.
Right. Because I heard Phil Jackson, he used to coach like that too. He used to say things, drop little tidbits in the media, and the players kind of know, they know what time it is.
Right.
And who knows what their personalities are like, if Ben Simmons would take criticism straight up from him being in the locker room or whatever. But it needs to be said, because this is what I've been saying. It's like, okay, the Sixers just signed Ben Simmons. They just dropped the max deal on this man.
Right.
That's gonna be hard to move if they ever try to move it. That's gonna be.
I don't think it'd be that hard to move Ben Simmons
on a max.
Yeah,
depending on the team.
Yeah, I'm saying. But
Yeah, okay. Depending on the team, yeah. It's not like a Blake Griffin contract.
Oh no,
yeah,
no,
it's not like
no.
that. I'm just saying when you got a max, it's like that kind of narrows. Okay, what is this player doing? Where does he even fit? It narrows down the field a little bit. But I'm looking at it and I'm going, Sixers are the one team I'm saying really kind of match up with the Bucks at least defensively and can still end up in the finals. But at the end of the day, I'm watching the Miami game the other day. That was a really good game. Philly and the Philly and the Heat. That was a really good game. And I'm looking at the offensive sets, and I'm watching Ben Simmons like run across the floor while Embiid's trying to post up.
Yeah.
And your mans don't have to pay attention to Ben Simmons at all. They immediately start looking at Embiid.
Yeah,
that's just gonna matter more in the playoffs. That is 100% gonna matter even more in the playoffs. They don't have Jimmy Butler this year, so it's that's one less shot creator. And I think people have been looking at an Embiid and Simmons split for a little while now, because as Embiid gets better, it just looks like more and more his team, and like the team needs to cater to him more.
It just sounds strange because we never seen two great players got a split because they don't work. They play styles different.
Yeah, I'm not off the top of my head. I'm not sure if I've really seen,
because I guess it's always best to have a dominant post and a dominant perimeter.
Yeah.
But it's just two people occupying the same space.
Right.
I think the main issue is that we haven't really seen, besides the couple threes he has hit, was that he's basically still the same player he was last year.
Right.
As far as
this is third year, right?
Yeah, this is third season. Yeah.
Is that counting he broke his foot or? Well, it doesn't matter. But I'm saying, like, because we're not seeing a progress. That's what's amplifying,
Yeah, I remember when the season ended and he like, well, why she come back with a jump shot? It was a narrative like he him and it was nothing, man.
Because I wasn't expecting Giannis to start to develop one before he did.
Well, Giannis, I can see Giannis had a different mindset. Like he really want to be the best in the league.
Exactly.
He
Yeah, Giannis is a dog.
Yeah.
But yeah, as it pertains to Ben, it's like, again, you just gotta take them, man. At least, like, if they hit the side of the rim a little bit or whatever, just take it at least. So, because we get to the playoffs and you still only taking like 2 threes on the season, like I don't think they're gonna win anything this year, because you know how you can defend them. They're gonna really try to exploit that. And so, it'll be interesting to see. Like I said, if they lose and they lose prematurely this year, I would say that they're not going to trade Ben Simmons that early. But then again, I watched the Clippers trade Blake Griffin right after they signed him. So, it hasn't been that long since they signed Ben Simmons. But I guess it's never too early when, you see opportunity to improve.
Yeah.
So I could definitely see something like that happening.
Especially if they lose badly and it's kind of obvious it's because of Ben.
Right.
It look kind of crazy.
Yeah, and you don't want to just let these years go by, because Embiid is a super talent. Like they say, he could be the best player in the East. Like he has that type of skill set. So you don't want to fuck around and be getting eliminated just because he doesn't, have the right team around him. Right. And that Ben is a part of that problem. But we'll see what happens there. I just found that interesting that Embiid was outspoken about that particular issue. Speaking of that, we were mentioning Giannis a little bit, and big guys who really can't shoot that well, even though Giannis is improving. Shaquille O'Neal, I don't know if y'all got a chance to see what I sent to the group. Yeah, Shaquille. What did Shaq say? His exact comment was something like, it
was like, for everyone that's saying that I can't play in the league, I am playing in the league. My name's Giannis, or something like that.
He said, for people that's saying I can't play in this era, I am playing. My name is Giannis Antetokounmpo. All
right, so what do y'all think about that? I saw that right before we hopped on. What do y'all make of that comment?
I'm trying to figure out where the comment came from, because I think we all can agree that there is still no one in the league that can guard Shaq. So I
guess he's trying to say because it's a spacing league, 3-point league, and there's a lot of running. Maybe he's saying that, but
I think it's more coming from a place that how the game has changed and how you have to. Pretty much everybody, no matter how big you are, you need to have some type of perimeter ability on defense and offense. You got to have one or the other, really.
It still don't change the fact that when his prime, when you played against him, you had to adapt to Shaq.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the big thing right there. Like somebody asked me on Twitch the other day, like, who would I start my franchise with? Just today, and off the top of my head, I pretty much just said Shaq, because I was like, I'll deal with his laziness and defensive problems. The fact of the matter is, like, when he's on the floor, it's his shit. Like, this is his shit. Yeah. Like, you got to come to him. He don't got to come to you. You got to figure out how you gonna deal with the 5'6", 300-pound, not 7'6", whatever he is.
7'1".
Yeah. I was thinking of Yao.
7'1" per meat.
Yeah.
Straight meat.
Yeah, you got to figure out what you're gonna do with that. So all these issues about Shaq being able to run around on the perimeter, because why the people might say Shaq can't play in this era, is because what about like switching on defense, chasing people around on the line when they pop off of a pick and roll, things like that. But the part that's underrated about this though is it also depends on which Shaq you're talking about, because Shaq in Orlando was
Magic Shaq ran the break.
Yeah. He ran the break. He had, he never shooting threes.
It was scary though.
Right.
It was scary.
Yeah.
I guess he had more speed at Magic, but he got way more strong in the Lakers.
The strength. Like, could you imagine like seeing Shaq on a break and like you had to maybe take the charge? Like that's like 2 LeBrons. Imagine that in the Orlando days. Like, you got to do something about this, man. And you on camera. Like, you got to do something about this.
Like, what you want me to do, man?
So they say like LSU Shaq was a little bit more perimeter enabled or mobile too. So
yeah, he was.
Yeah, it depends on what type of Shaq you're. And I get the premise of his comment. Like the whole thing, people. I guess if you just look at this comment, at face value, you say, oh, well, that's ridiculous. Giannis takes 3-pointers. He makes some now. He handles the ball a lot. He's a little bit faster, moves around a lot more. But I think the premise of the comment is talking about a guy who does like probably the majority of his damage in the paint.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that you would rather have him shoot. I think that's the premise of it. So
Shaq don't need no Euro step. They don't need no Euro step.
Right?
Fam.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously they have differences, but I get the premise of his comment.
And take one for the team or get out the way.
Yeah, hell no. And then if you dunk on you too, like the time he pushed that boy down from New York,
remember? You're not gonna retaliate. I think they threw the ball at him.
He waited till Shaq was like half court. He threw the ball. I don't even know if he hit him. I couldn't see from that camera angle.
Yeah, let me wait till we get a little further.
But yeah, back to that comment I made. Who would y'all start y'all franchise with? One player in history? Yeah, I didn't have that written down, but for me, I was like, I'll deal with all the shit that comes with Shaq. Like, just give me Shaq and we'll figure it out. Like, that's how I feel about that. Especially like Shaq and 4 other shooters. Could you imagine shit like that? Like in today's era, you find 4 other shooters to put around him. What you gonna do about that, fam?
Nothing.
But yeah, one player in history, and you gotta start your franchise with him. Who are y'all going with?
You can go ahead, E.
I'm all right. I'm gonna go with KD.
You taking KD?
He's the most complete out of everybody.
More complete than LeBron?
Yeah, he's a better outside shooter.
Talking about on offense, he's more complete, I guess.
He can score different ways. Only thing he don't have LeBron have is the playmaking, but that's what you starting the team with.
Defense as well.
I'm good with KD. That's not.
All right, that's your pick. That's your pick. What about you, Rod?
I'm just gonna say MJ.
You
can't go wrong with that one. I try to be different.
I feel that. I didn't have that one written down.
MJ was all ugly like most people. Shaq, Shaq is Shaq, but I want to,
Yeah,
I want to have the same answer, so I went with KD.
Yeah,
I think about Curry, but
also I guess with KD you don't really have to worry about like any kind of deficiencies.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about anything.
Because like with Shaq, I still do have to worry about his, even though I don't care about it. Like I do have to worry about some of his defense in this era and how he's gonna switch. But I'm like I'll figure it out. But
figure it out.
Yeah, but with KD, even with Durant, like with defense, like he had the tools to be like a great defender as well. So if I'm starting a franchise,
it wasn't I ain't feel like strategizing. Like, I'm just KD, man.
Yeah, I feel that. All right, so those are Shaq's comments. Those are Joel Embiid's comments. We did not get to talk about the all-decade teams before we left because I think it came afterwards.
What was happened weeks back? The first team all-decade. Remember they were doing the first team.
They did the best player at every position, didn't they?
I thought
I'm pretty sure they did the best player at every position for the 2010s.
We talked about this,
but not this team though. This is like all decade team because they didn't even have like technically a center on this one. I'm pretty sure.
I thought it was Curry, LeBron, Harden,
AD.
No, Harden, LeBron, and Kawhi.
Say what?
That's why I saw him first.
No. This so that's what you saw the first time. Yo, this shit was recorded. What the fuck? Yeah, I'm yeah, I was looking for the post that you sent a while back with these teams, and that's farther back than I thought. Okay, it was KD was on it. So you had Steph, Harden, LeBron, KD, and AD. That's the all-decade team. See, that's different because the teams that they had all-decade, first it was the best player by position. So LeBron and KD played the same position, so that's not the same thing.
Okay.
So this one doesn't have Kawhi on it, so I brought that up because I wanted to see what y'all thought. The only one that's disputable on here to me for all-decade is Harden being replaced with Kawhi. And do you think they got it right? Should Harden have been on
Mom says, can we go on by positions or no?
No, this one is not by positions. The one that you sent to the group is not by positions.
Why you take Harden off? Take AD off.
AD off instead of
you would take
Harden
AD off for this decade? Harden? You can't take Harden off.
I mean, I'm kind of leaning the same way because I'm weighing, what you do in the playoffs.
So
even though Harden didn't win, like he still got there versus AD was.
It's hard. I just can't take Harden off it.
I guess I was thinking of it because the way they have it set up, it does seem like they had positions in mind. Because I guess they could say, KD plays a little bit of 4, AD plays a little bit of 5. Because if they had Kawhi on this instead of AD, then you would have had like 4. You would have had 4 guys that could play like.
Yeah, like for example, Kawhi, we know he don't have the numbers per se, but we know why he's up there.
Okay, so y'all think he should replace AD is what y'all think on the all-decade team?
Yeah, man. Like, okay, his numbers is nowhere near AD's, but fam, he have.
Because I'm talking about including playoffs. If it's just regular season, then obviously AD. But if you start to include playoffs and stuff, then
when did Kawhi pop?
20. Around the 15-16 area. Around that
4
area.
years.
And so AD had already been in since like 2012 by that point.
He just accomplished so much more than him.
See, but
it's very hard because we know he got his first run. He was still a baby. MVP, he was still a baby. But you could take Kawhi off, but it would look kind of crazy. We run off his accomplishments.
That's what makes all this so interesting.
Because he was a part of most of the major storylines of the decade. Kawhi was a part of it.
A lot of them, towards the even in
80s was great. He just had a horrible situation.
Yeah, and see that's what I was going to. That's where it's interesting how we always say like the regular season doesn't matter, but clearly in the rankings it did because that's when AD did most, if not all, of his damage to get on this list, being one of the best players consistently in every season. Whereas Kawhi Leonard didn't play one season and load managed pretty much all of 2019. Not all of 2019, but they went with that strategy in 2019. And most of his damage came into the playoffs. That's what got him into these conversations. Is the championship? Is that Toronto Raptors run?
Yeah. Plus, he got 2 defensive titles.
Yeah, and he got that definitely. Yeah,
and that's I'm saying 80. We know why 80. 80 should be up here, but his success postseason and the team he had around him. But it's hard to bring Kawhi off that.
I guess the argument for not having Kawhi there would be like, would y'all have him here at all if that Raptors run didn't just happen? That one run would probably take him out of that conversation, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go.
But that's championship, and if you find out it's a big one. It's a giant one.
It's a big one, but it's one.
I'm like, this narrative like he was literally a 1-year rental, and he brought.
Yeah, that's
he just slid like I'm out.
Yeah,
y'all be safe.
I'm just trying to. Yeah. Y'all be safe. Yeah, I think that's what they went with there is looking at it as if you take that Raptors run off of Kawhi's resume, which you can obviously.
So we looking at 80 numbers, right?
Yeah, that's all he got.
80s in his
all
first
NBA
team, all
players,
NBAs.
Being MVP candidate pretty much, our MVP level.
Kawhi have 2 NBA candidates seasons, right?
MVP 27.
Yeah, he came in third on the
17,
and I don't know.
Yeah, the only serious one. See, that's the thing about Kawhi. I think his only serious MVP candidate would have been 17 and
what Harden and Westbrook triple double.
Yeah. The one where he could have. That's the only one Kawhi could have actually won so far. Like last year, he didn't play enough. That just wasn't gonna happen.
Right.
Only one he could have actually won so far was 17.
But Harden is untouchable. I don't know why people consider Harden.
Yeah, because Harden, when you look at the score,
Harden popped when as soon as he left OKC, he was hot.
Yeah, and he's been scoring every year since then, and he got the MVP with it. And
no MVP people getting off this.
All
list.
NBA pretty much every year. Damn near every year. So okay, I could see that if you're not looking at it as his positions as much.
Unless you do like even the All Stars type 2 front courts. I mean 2 back courts, 3 front courts. I still have Kawhi over AD.
Okay.
Wait. Yes, KD up there, LeBron and AD. That's the original one.
Yeah, that's what's on there right now.
Yeah,
and then you got Harden.
It's out of AD Kawhi. I won't touch nobody else.
Okay. Yeah, well, I could definitely see the back and forth argument there. You're saying AD body of work over the decade, then you're saying Kawhi's playoff runs. Like I get the back and forth between those two, but yeah, now that you brought it to my attention, it would be kind of difficult to take Harden off of an all-decade team that he was like probably the best scorer in the league,
and plus he got MVP. The other 2 people don't even got one.
Yeah, so. Exactly. All right, so that's fair. I'm glad we had that conversation. So talking about all decade, we might as well go to Tristan Thompson's comment. So after the Cleveland and Raptors game, he made the comment that Kyle Lowry is a Hall of Famer. That was just one thing he mentioned in a comment of many, and I want to know what y'all think about that.
You got his stats up, his career.
I'm about to.
Yeah, please have it up.
I feel like we might have discussed this in the summer.
I'm pretty sure we did.
I feel like we have. I just
can't remember.
I feel like the census we came up to is that personally, we probably wouldn't have it in our own Hall of Fame, but based on like, pretty sure he has.
You can't use international
but the
things.
NBA Hall of Fame, like as long as you have like 5 All-Star teams,
Yeah.
you have a really good chance of getting in.
See,
Has
that's
Kawhi been an All NBA player?
Has Kawhi been All NBA?
I'm not Kawhi, but Lowry, All NBA player.
Yeah, that's what I was going to look at
I
right
think
now.
he has at least one team.
So he's got his 5 All-Star teams, by the way. I did want to put that
Yeah,
out.
I figured that much.
Yeah, so he's got his 5 All-Star teams. He has a 10th place MVP award share in 2016.
Don't go after 5. Yeah, at 5.
It's not about no advanced analytics.
Yeah,
He has a
you gotta click to say more on that one.
he has a championship, and he has his only all-league team in his career is 2015, 2016 All-NBA third team.
Come on, man.
And his career stats are 15 points a game, 6 assists, 42% from the field. But I mean, he's also done, he's made winning plays, throughout his career. That's where Lowry's one of those guys that, everything he doesn't
Only
always
thing
show up
that
in the stat
matters
sheet.
was this last postseason. Everything happened after LeBron era. I don't want to hit none of that.
Okay, so Kyle Lowry's not a Hall of Famer for you.
No.
But here's my one problem. Like, if you look at who's in the NBA Hall of Fame, there are people
But
in there.
it's international players.
It's not my fault they're wandering it down.
I understand the international because you can finesse, his impact, because we don't know how it go to overseas. But Kawhi is an American player. He's not international. I ain't counting Canada as an international influence. No.
All right.
So we're not grading him on the same.
I'm just saying that there are players who are in the Hall of Fame who are not international, who don't have the same.
I'm not counting any 60s players because we know why they're there. Nah, Kawhi. Lowry. No, I don't think I don't think he had a Hall of Fame career.
I see. See, this is the problem when you start discussing NBA Hall of Fame is that the bars. When you look with the bars where the bars have been set, that's always the fucked part about it. It's like the bar's been set low here. And
I'm comparing him to American players
because how has Ben Wallace still not in?
Yeah, it might not the Palace.
I'm saying I'm comparing him to American players. International, I know why because the influence. He's the American player.
Right.
I'm not basing it off why Dennis Shrimp, the guy. I don't know the Sonics guy. Shrimp.
Oh, Shrimp. Yeah,
I know he's an international player, so I understand why he got in there. I don't know why, because something over his home country is a big influence. Right. Lowry's an American player, American measurement.
So using a different measurement.
Yeah, like come on.
Yeah, I think I see Kyle Lowry as one of those guys. Somebody put it perfectly in the chat the other day. I can't remember exactly what they said, but something like they were mentioning him like Rip Hamilton and Chauncey Billups type players.
But they're not in the Hall of Fame either.
And Chauncey's trying right now.
Yeah, he been in the ballot for like 4 years or something.
I mean, the thing that sucks is just like I've watched Lowry's career, and it doesn't all, especially a lot of these years in the playoffs, it didn't really say Hall of Fame to me. But then you just look at the resume and you're like, damn, basketball Hall of Fame, 5 All-Stars in a championship. That's almost kind of impossible not to be in the Hall of Fame. That's the tough part. That's always the tough part about these discussions. Like if you do almost anything in the NBA that's like, where you blipped while you were there, like you damn near made it to the Hall of Fame already because it's basketball.
I don't know, but we know what we can speculate why C Webb and Bill Wallace not in that. One's for the Michigan, one's for the Madison Palace. Right. But we have no. Come on, man.
Would you concede that Lowry has been a little bit better in his career than his numbers suggest, though? Because the numbers aren't that great. Like, you don't really see Lowry.
He's a valuable player. He's a good player.
Yeah, like
not a great player, but a good player.
If you look at like 15 points on like 42%, if you just look at that at face value, like that don't really look like anything special.
But how many have Lowry ever been the best best guard in his conference? Never.
Has he ever been the best
guard?
No.
The top 2, top 3?
I mean, because throughout you look at him playing in the same conferences like John Wall and Kyrie Irving when that was
like you got to at least be top 3 at one point, right? I'm pretty sure he had that at one point.
Yeah, I mean, probably in 2016.
Yeah, like one time.
That's off the top of my head, maybe.
Good, man.
Yeah.
When he got drafted, how old is he?
See, that's the problem. That's the problem with his averages being sketchy like this. He has the start of his career. He got drafted in 200006, is what it was.
That's ridiculous. That's long. I know that long.
Yeah, I didn't know that long either.
He's been in here a long time.
Wow. Yeah, I really didn't realize that.
Because he played for like Houston at one point. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he did. He played Houston.
He's been to some teams. You just don't remember. You just don't remember he played there.
So the thing is with Lowry, he has that stretch from 2006 to I know that I didn't even think that either. He's had this stretch from 2006 to 2010 where he was averaging single digit, points. So that drags his average down pretty significantly. Because once you hit 2011, all throughout last decade, he was above.
You're right. He do remind me of Chauncey Billups.
Yeah, more of a guy
Thompson
like,
really got relevant when he went to Pistons. I don't know what happened before that he got there.
yeah, he was trying to stay in the league.
He was a
before that.
journeyman.
Yeah. Then the Pistons found him. It was like diamond in the rough type.
And
shit.
with that being said, he's not in the Hall of Fame. So
what if he get in this year though? Because he's trying. He is trying.
Okay, maybe Lowry is one of those not first ballot, but like years later ballot players.
I mean, I could see it happening because again, that is very valuable when you're looking over a resume, those type of things. But yeah, if he gets in, then Billups probably has to get in as well.
Then you start adding,
Yeah,
but he's not getting in for Ben Waller. No.
It was pretty high praise for Tristan Thompson. That was pretty high praise from him, just because.
Did he like beat him? Like he dropped like 30 on him or something? That's why he said this.
Well, Cleveland lost. I know they lost that game by like double digits.
That's not surprising.
Yeah, not at all.
Well, yeah, he's not in my Hall of Fame, but I guess if it take you a long time to make a career retrospect video, he's not in the Hall of Fame.
Talking about those NBA
intangibles and stuff. I ain't trying to help that.
They start showing you like cutting down ribbons and stuff to like parks and shit like that.
A pillar in his community.
So you're taking charges.
Yeah, I'm good on that.
Hey man, yeah, I won't be surprised if Kyle Lowry does get there, but yeah, just off the top, that's one of the reasons I wish we would redo it, because like I don't want everybody who did something decent to be in a Hall of Fame, or everybody who won a championship to automatically.
The only reason it's like this because we got international aspect.
International and the
NFL is strictly
eras
American, so NFL is like
NFL is real strict
because it's only on sport.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's a thing. Looking at some more trades, I should have probably put this up there with the Drummond one. I saw some rumors that the Clippers are possibly looking to trade for. They're one of the suitors for Aaron Baines from the Suns. I didn't realize the Suns would be looking to trade him, but if you're the Clippers, would you be looking to make a move when you've been, yeah.
That's the only aspect I think Clippers are weak in that
again in the series against the Lakers, probably.
Yeah, I think Clippers only worried about the Lakers. They ain't worried about no other team in the West.
Probably.
And Bane's looking nice right now.
He stretched the floor.
He getting smashed whenever he ever played. But
AD killed him the other night.
Yeah, he getting murdered. But at least he out there attempting these blocks.
Yeah. He's been solid for the Suns. But the thing is, if you're the Clippers, like this probably involves somebody like Trez, like Montrezl Harrell.
In that case, I'm good on that.
Yeah, you're not gonna keep. You're not
gonna add. Get more and ain't losing nothing.
Like I don't. Yeah, you're not gonna lose nothing. I mean, if you're the Clippers, you're not just gonna come out of this squeaky clean.
Yeah.
And you're already contending. What are you close to? Probably like second in the West or something. And you beating the Lakers twice this year. And I don't know. Trez.
Unless they ask for like Shamet, but that's 3-point shooting.
Yeah, that's 3-point shooting. And then Baines is 3-point shooting as well. And I don't know. Again, what do you think, Rod? Is this something that you would indulge in?
It depends. It depends on what you lose. Like, definitely not trying to lose Montrez at all.
Even though he's a free agent, does it impact your decision that he's a free agent coming up?
I doubt he go anywhere.
Because he's gonna want a bag.
Yeah, well, he know the situation. He know what the roster look like. Unless he's trying to win, I don't know. I don't know these people mindset, man.
Right. Well, I meant like for y'all, like
was he one of the people that don't talk to us?
No, that was
okay.
Pat.
He want to know that he got us.
I'm saying for y'all though, if you're the Clippers, knowing that you might lose Montrez next year, if there's a chance that you're gonna lose him,
but if
are you gonna sacrifice? You can say okay, because Trez brings them value right now and could get them a championship right now, but he also might leave. So it's like okay, but we could also get some size and Baines, and we could eliminate that problem that comes up this summer. You know what I mean? So that's something that kind of.
I think it probably ruined the relationship because I think them guys really close. Him, Beverly, and Lou.
Yeah.
So I don't want to rock the boat. And plus, y'all still a good team without this perimeter. I mean, the post defense. So.
Right. I'm not a big fan of teams that are like already in motion for a championship, making like rocking the boat like that.
Trying to make some tweaks.
Yeah. Same way we fucked up trading Kendrick Perkins years ago. Like we didn't really need to mess with anything, but we were looking towards the future and got fucked that year. So from the Clippers, honestly, I would probably just kind of leave it alone and let that series play itself out.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to give up too much.
Yeah,
it's too much of the core. Because we can see what they can do.
Very interesting. I'm very interested that the Suns are even doing that though. I don't know why.
Well, they were doing good. They fell off hard.
Yeah, and they're still in the playoff hunt. We'll get to that at the end, but the West still has like every team in the playoff hunt nearly, which is I feel like that's kind of rare for this point in the year. But that is happening right now. Have y'all been hearing about the Dwayne Dedmon trade debacle? Like, I feel like that's gotten way bigger than it should have.
Way bigger than it should have.
All right, yeah. Have you heard about that at all?
I heard he got fined.
Without Twitter, I don't know if you. Yeah, he got fined $50K.
Yeah, I heard about it a little bit.
Yeah, so it's more.
But that's a rule. You can't.
But my thing was like, why was it even blowing up? Because
he's not that good. Like, what we doing?
Because first off, he was like before he went to the Spurs, he was a a bench warmer for the Magic.
Right.
So I'm just like, homie doesn't have the I get the weight to be,
Yeah, check it out. Like
it's about like that.
Here's the thing: dead men can provide a service to your team, definitely. The Kings, who knows? Some people are looking at Luke Walton funny and being like he's misused players before, and that's what Deadman is not happy with right now. He came there to contribute. He's developed a little bit of a perimeter shot throughout his years. Apparently, that's not going that well for the Kings right now, but. It's just like it's weird to normally when you hear trade requests blow up like this, it's for somebody that's like got some weight behind their name, like not just like he can contribute guy. Like this nigga took 50,000 to the face. He just took 50K to the face.
I don't know how his contract look.
No, okay, but that's the thing though. His contract is huge. He got getting like 13 million every
How?
year. that's the point about it.
Agent need a medal.
Yeah, somebody made that mistake. They were like, "Oh yeah, ain't that half his contract?" And they're like, "Nah, the Kings wish it was." Like, nah, that Vladdy gave him a bag actually. So I'm not even sure how they or where he would move this, where this will move to.
How do you demand a 13 million? That's crazy.
Yeah, and
I don't know how.
What was the pitch like? That's crazy.
And so this season with him is not
He's
going.
talking about intangibles.
There you go. See, look, it's exactly 13.3 every year, so it's 13.3 million
every year. What is his contract? How many years?
3 years, 13 million. No, my bad. 3 years with 13 million each. So, goddamn, that's a bag. That's almost 40 million. Yeah.
Right,
3 year, 40 million. It does it. He got a bag, bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah, for what he's done. Because, like, again, he's been kind of like one of those. Like, last year, he had a much better season in ATL. This is where he ran up his last 2 seasons in ATL. He was averaging 10 points and 7 rebounds. And he was giving you, a little bit of floor spacing as well with that. So, that's
40 million.
That's valuable today to be able to protect the rim a little bit. Because, where is it box at? Yeah, that gives you. He had some value. I don't know about that 40 million, though. I don't know about that 40 million.
Sounds like you're reaching over there.
It's just crazy that even with what he was doing last season, I feel like the public trade requests and all that was a bit much. He come out with that. And,
like they don't gas this man head up on
like. You got to go the Eric Bledsoe route. You got to be smooth with it. Like you got to tweet out, I don't want to be here to pull that shit real quick. And then nobody know. You got plausible deniability. Then be like, I was at a theme park. I was at
the hair salon.
Yeah, hair salon. Like but yeah, he coming out. The noise he was making was like star player noise. I feel like that's what it was. So that's why I wrote it down. That was a funny topic. We will just a couple of shout outs before we get to the very last topic. Obviously, Carmelo Anthony drops 26 in his New York Knicks return. You said they booed him in OK when he came back.
They booed him.
Yeah, apparently I guess they cheered him on in the pregame and booed him the rest of the game.
Yeah. So you know how the core public opinion is.
Yeah, now he's back in like the Knicks. So that was the loudest like welcome I've ever heard back. Like even at the end of the game, they were cheering. We want Melo.
Home game.
It was damn near a home game. And Melo, he looked charged. He was doing all the Melo stuff he used to do. They
got smacked though. They got smacked.
Yeah, they lost the game. Like you wouldn't have known it by the headlines the next day. But Melo was giving them all the Melo stuff he used to. So we were talking about. Were we talking about that off pod or on pod? Where we were talking about honorary? Did we already talk about that here about honorary positions?
Off pod.
That was off pod.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were saying like honorary all-star positions. I should have done this in the all-star topic. Vince Carter may get an honorary one this year because he said that his last year. But yeah, Melo's actually already gotten votes, so there is no honorary thing coming from him because he's not.
Yeah, you can't return next season tomorrow.
Right. I don't think Melo's acting like he's done. So
the other thing, I guess they might wait until his last season. I'm just saying because he was almost out. He almost went out of the league on a bad note already, and so maybe you give him an honorary one now.
Well,
just
another
in case.
thing is, I think you need 2 people retiring each conference to make the
you do. You got Vince
work.
You got Vince in the East, and you got Melo in the West.
But he's not retiring, so.
Yeah. I guess I was just bringing up the fact that the way things almost went this season. You're looking at it and saying, well, what if he's not around next season? But yeah, you're right. You look kind of crazy if you got an honorary one.
I can't really think of any other legend of that stature that
I thought Z-Bo.
Yeah, you know what? I just thought about it. So they did it for Wade and Dirk. So they're not just doing honoraries for everybody who was just decent in it.
Because those are Hall of Fame. Like those are Hall of Fame.
Well, Melo and Vince are also Hall of Fame.
I mean,
that's true. But like Dirk
but I'm saying that because Melo's obviously not. He's not retiring. Like, there's a vacuum now.
And Vince is also not of the stature of like a Dirk or a Wade, though. I guess since the dunking and the whole day, I guess it's like an icon. I guess he probably is. But
That's crazy.
I'm just saying, like when you start doing player rankings, and
Absolutely.
mapping it out,
Yeah.
But we know he all.
I still think they'll give him an honorary one though. Like,
But you gotta have somebody. Don't you gotta have the numbers, even numbers?
I don't think so. Like, who cares if the East has 15 and the West got 14? Who cares?
I just thought it was all about balance.
And if so, like you said, bring Zebo out.
Yeah, Zebo, man.
No, we not. But I do think the Grizzlies end up retiring Zebo's 50 though. I think that.
I mean,
What,
if they
Tony
retire
Allen?
Tony Allen, then definitely.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a little tidbit about Melo.
And Conley.
Go ahead and give him his honorary All-Star appearance.
Yeah, they balling without him. Crazy.
Oh man. Shout out to Michael Porter Jr. too. I'm so happy he's actually getting a shot. Like he's in his last couple of games. I think he had 25 one game, 19 the other. Like thank God, because the man was just sitting away rotting at the bench. It's clear he had talent from
Right.
This is a top draft pick.
It's just hard to crack the rotation.
Yeah, it looks like by the play at this.
They run deep.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, it's kind of. I don't think he's gonna go back to at this point just riding the bench. That's not. You can't have a guy come up like this and show you he can score and play, and then like put him back on your bench. Especially where the Nuggets are now, they're doing well too. So you want to take anything like that you can get. So
well, I think he gonna replace Paul Millsap.
Oh, you mean in the future?
The rotation.
Not right now.
I'm saying Paul Millsap's getting older. Eventually, they're gonna replace.
Yeah, you mean like moving
like
on.
Start or something.
Yeah. You mean like
He's talking about like down the road.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You're not talking about next week.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah. Down the road, like if you're the Nuggets, you're hoping that Porter Jr. At least when he got drafted, I took it as we hope this is our co-star. You know, or one of the stars on the team aside Jokic. I think that's what you were hoping for. So yeah, very happy that Michael Porter is getting his shots. Definitely going to turn on some more Nuggets games. And the very last topic before we get to the standings, David Stern passes at the age of 77, struggling with that brain hemorrhage that he had for about 3 weeks, and that was the weirdest shit for me. I don't know how y'all took it, but that was just the weirdest shit for me because he played such a big part. I feel like I've seen him all my life, you know, handing out all the trophies, the drafts, and
since '84.
Because when you think about other sports and their commissioners, like David Stern always like stood out.
Oh yeah.
And I can't. Also just based on like how everyone viewed him, because no one really likes Goodell.
They hate Goodell.
Yeah, that's the only other commissioner I know. Is, right. And even I know Trump tweeted out like Goodell is an idiot, and everybody was like, yeah, he has a point. Like, no matter what side anyone was on, it was like, yeah, you got a point here. But David Stern is not one of those guys that dies and everyone starts lying like, oh, this was a legend and so like, no, he actually was a legend. Like he did so much for the NBA. Everything that happened with the Dream Team, he played his parts in that, expanding the game and marketing
internationally.
NBA is a global brand, and it definitely wasn't before he took the helm.
Yeah, if you look at the growth that happened under the league from the time that he became commissioner to like where it is, where it even was when he sat down in 2014, I believe it was. Yeah, the game just had like massive expansion, but that's just weird because I've never actually. As weird as it is, I'm 24 now. I've never had any death in my family, so David Stern is like the closest thing as far as seeing somebody and it's like, damn, they not here no more. That's like the closest thing I've really I've had with that. And he had some massive impact on the league, and that's shit. Sad to see him go, bro. That's crazy. So we're gonna go ahead and read off the standings and end the podcast on that Eastern Conference and Western Conference. I'll start with the Western Conference because I don't know if y'all have looked at it in a while, basketball reference, but normally by this time in the Western Conference, like it feels like you normally have like 10 competitive teams and the rest are like shit, right? Like the last that bottom half of the West, like 10 to 11 to 15 or 12 to 15.
No, right now in the West, there's 5 teams, and then there's like.
Oh, we didn't talk about Zion.
My bad. Yeah, you're right. Okay, good. Because this is talking about the West. He's actually very important to what I was about to talk about in the standings anyway.
Pelicans actually not that far
off. I didn't know that.
Yeah, the Pelicans aren't that far off in the Western Conference from a playoff spot, which is a big factor I was saying in deciding to bring him back at all. Because why would you if you were out of reach? But they're not out of reach. And they were saying that Zion just went through his first full practice. Williamson himself said that he would have been back 2 weeks ago if it was up to him. And there's been like little cryptic things. His teammate posted a photo of them on the bench with that quote of "Let's dance" or something like that. And it looks like all the plans are, and Shams tweeted it too. It looks like the plans are actually to have him come back this season. So I mean, after a week, look, we were just talking last week when they were saying they reprogramming this man like an Android or some shit.
His mechanics.
I was like, okay. I was like, so we're gonna do this in like a month and then have him come back. I was like, okay.
Went from that to he might be back at like the end of January.
I don't know what fuck going on over there. First they gave us that thing where he'll be back by Christmas, and it's like we were lying. It's like we teaching him how to walk. He might be back next week. I don't know. I mean, look, I'm selfish, right? If they're gonna bring Zion back this year, I'm happy. Because we did all this talking about the last couple of weeks. I was like, sit him out and let him rest and stuff like that. But fam, I'm rooting for him to come back if they're gonna.
Only because they're close in the standings. Yeah,
that too. Like that. Yeah, so we'll just go ahead and do that. The Pelicans right now are 11-23, and they're 14th in the Western Conference. Now, normally, if you're 14th in the Western Conference in any other year, you're dead. Like you're not coming back to the playoffs this year. Yet, they only stand at this specific moment 4.5 games. Is it? No, my bad. 3.5 games. Yeah, 3.5 games out of a spot. I've seen that happen before. I can't remember the team that did. I think it was Miami that did it. The year Miami made the playoffs, they went on like a massive run.
But that was also at like the end of the year. There's still a lot of basketball to be played.
There's a ton to be played right now, so that could be made up easily. That could definitely be made, especially when you look at who's in 8th. It's the Spurs. They look shaky this year. Right. The other teams you're competing with is the Timberwolves, Phoenix, Grizzlies, Kings. Like that. That's 100% doable if you bring Zion back in time. So, I support. It gives us more to watch. I'd be happy if he came back. What we're looking at in the standings, besides that, the only team that's out of the Western Conference is Golden State.
Wait, not sorry to interrupt, but that'd be a crazy narrative if they make the 8th seed and then it's LA and Pelicans in the first round.
Yeah. The only thing that I temper my expectations with that is that I don't think, even if Zion comes back this year, I'm pretty sure it's going to be on some kind of minutes restriction, like Embiid was basically. Yeah, it's not going to be like.
And he gonna come back and put it on Lakers. Wow,
yeah, they're gonna run that man. They're not running that man 40 minutes under no circumstances probably. So yeah, it'll be low managing like times too. But that would be interesting though. Like Zion's first playoff series against LA. Hopefully he would be starting and all that, because I assume for his first few games he'll come off the bench. But that's just, who knows with them. That's just what we think right now. But yeah, as far as looking at your standings, like I said, the 9-27 Warriors are the only team that's really out of it. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah, nobody. That's not happening.
They're trying to get that draft pick.
Yeah, and I don't even think they want it to happen. You don't want to bring nobody back this year. But in your first seed, you got the Lakers still. They're 3 games above the second. You know what? My bad. NBA.com. I forgot last time I did this. I'm gonna fuck everything up. Yeah, because I already see those numbers looking funny again. About to throw me off my game. Okay, here we are. So looking at the conferences, we are in the Western Conference. So yeah, see, there we go. So LA is 3 games above the second seeded Nuggets, who are, we were looking at Jokic funny all year, but at the beginning of the year, and here they are again. The Clippers are in 3rd seed, Rockets in 4th, 1 game above Dallas in 5th. Utah still there, 6th, and OKC, what a pleasant surprise they've been. And then San Antonio is in 8th right now. And that's the thing. Again, 8 to 14 is all in play. So Pels, Memphis, Kings, Suns, Blazers, Wolves. Yeah, it's all in play right now. So no clue what's going to happen there. But yeah, the Thunder. So I guess y'all don't expect.
Thunder get more games than Westbrook and Paul George.
You said what?
If CP3 lead this team to get more wins than the last 3 years.
That's not what were there that
they all been around 43, 45, 46 on that.
Was 46? It like that really? Let me see.
46, 45 wins.
Yeah, that would look crazy, right? Because we thought the Thunder were blowing it up, and especially in the Western Conference, that was part of it. People were, on my tweet saying, "Oh, you shouldn't have thought so they won 49 games last year. I don't think we'll see 49. That's not gonna happen. But still, it did look like they were blowing it up, and yeah, they're right here. So, you know what's even crazier about that?
I think that's kind of credit to CP3 because, even though he is older, he can still run the offense.
Yeah, and that's the thing. CP3 is probably not
shy, good.
Yeah,
Shy.
They're getting good production from their young players.
Still got Steven Adams.
The German dude running good. Dennis, he playing good.
Schroeder. Yeah. Yeah, so I guess that means Chris Paul is safe. I don't think he's going anywhere. We thought, when he went to OKC, we were just waiting for him to get traded, but the contract kind of made that very hard anyway. So, only thing I wonder when you're a team like OKC, when it seems like you tried to blow it up last year, but you end up making the playoffs still, doesn't that eventually get you? Isn't that like the formula to get you stuck in no man's land? Basically,
no, they have 8 picks. Remember,
they got the there you go. They got the picks.
And also right now, the only thing they care about is keeping people in the stadium because they need to keep generating revenue.
Right, so they don't collapse. Hey, that's
but no, they're set because of all the picks.
Right, so OKC's in a beautiful position, man. Because normally, you were wondering about that. Okay, if Oklahoma can't draw anybody, if they 15th and they win win 6 games this year. Like, what's going to happen to that franchise?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they're right now a playoff team, and they have their future set too. So that's a beautiful thing for OKC.
No, it's literally a bait and switch right now. They're keeping the fans placated, but the fact that they actually have a decent enough team to watch while they're still trying to plan out the future.
Yeah. So absolutely beautiful for OKC. And then so that is your Western Conference. Right now the 1 through 4, I'm keeping my eyes at 1 through 4 all year because that'll determine like how we get deeper in the playoffs. At this specific moment, I'm not too happy with this. The second round would be the Lakers and Rockets, and the Clippers and Nuggets, assuming there's no. I shouldn't even do that because we don't know how Dallas is going to pan out. They're right behind Houston. I'm not going to do that because that could easily turn into a Maverick second round. Then your first seed is pretty clearly. It looks like it's going to be the Bucks. They're opening up a lead. Yeah. They're 5 games above the Celtics for a second seed. The Heat are third seed. Toronto is 4th. Philly 5th. The Pacers and Oladipo's supposed to come back later in January. They said too. You said he's not coming back?
I don't think he come back.
No, he's working with the G League team right now, and they say that he's not having any setbacks.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Did you think the Pacers shouldn't take him back?
Well,
this
I'm saying the way he was talking in the interview, like he wasn't nowhere.
Where he was like shaky,
yeah,
like
you know, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, he was that interview was a little sus.
Yeah, shout out to Nate over there coaching with the Pacers, because the fact that for 2 years straight now, nobody expected anything from them after Oladipo went down.
It been that long?
Huh? No, I'm saying Oladipo got hurt last year, and then like they had to play like the rest of the season without him, and they still did great. They were competing with the Celtics that whole playoff series, and now they're in 6th. They're 22-13, and they don't have. Like most people, I would say probably can't name the Pacers' whole roster. So
right,
yeah,
not at all.
And it's worked out even though they thought it wouldn't with Sabonis and Turner. Like with those two guys on the team, like 6 is really what you can ask for with them. 7th is Brooklyn, and we're ever waiting for Kyrie. And 8th is Orlando. That's interesting for y'all, Rod, because Isaacson just got hurt. He twisted his knee. I thought he destroyed his whole knee.
I thought he tore everything.
Yeah, I think like you would have officially had to hang your Magic hat up then, because like that's the one like really bright thing about Orlando right now is Isaac. And you're looking at that. If he would have like had some major knee injury, I don't know where they would have went from there.
He's a great defender.
Yeah, but with that, so for y'all, your analysis, do y'all think y'all will still make the playoffs without him? Because right now y'all are 2 games above the Hornets. The Pistons look like they're trying to blow it up now. You're 2.5 games above the Hornets and Bulls. That's basically who's trying to take your spot.
I mean, it's definitely shakier, but the fact is that the bottom of the East has been doing horrible. Right, because the Magic haven't even been doing well in their past, 7 games, but their position is still what it is.
Right.
They have not been. They've been under 500 the past 10 games.
Right.
No, their ranking hasn't moved, but
okay.
If one of the lower teams started with 1-3 games in a row, just something basic like that, it could shake it up.
Right. So just with so specifically with the loss of Isaac, that don't like shift you in one way or the other. Like that's not gonna just completely make y'all slide.
If the Magic can somehow win 1 out of every 3 games, they could probably still maintain the 8th seed.
It's just not. It's just not that difficult down there.
Yeah, I don't see Hornets or Bulls. No.
Yeah, but shout out to the Hornets for not being like just completely terrible this year though. You got bright spots there. You got Graham after Kimball left. We thought Graham that was like
PJ Washington.
Yeah. So shout out to that because Graham's he's really in the running for MIP and the whole Bulls situation looked crazy because the fact that you have a team there and the Hornets come back in there above y'all. Well, they're tied with y'all right now. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out to the Hornets for not being terrible. That's basically it. And we're sorry for you, Trey. Damn, I didn't realize the Hawks were 7-27. they suffered without your boy Collins. We were looking at them earlier in the year.
It didn't help when Trae Young sprained his ankle.
Yeah,
that too. Yeah.
And then he sprained it again.
Yeah.
Oh, they getting lottery. Yeah.
Hey man.
I don't know if he's back or not. I haven't watched Hawks games.
Yeah, he's back. I think.
Y'all were. It's super random thought I had this week. Y'all remember Tank for Wiggins? Y'all remember that whole movement?
Yeah, I remember that movement.
Oh,
I was about to say
Tank for Wiggins, how major that was.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, y'all mentioned the lottery. Just brought that up. All right, so yeah, that's the podcast for the week. If y'all have anything to say, say it for now or forever hold your peace. Otherwise, we can bounce. We are good for the start of 2020.
It's 3 days in the new year, and I'm the new me. We're gonna see how long that lasts. But I'm out.
Keep up with your resolutions because I won't.
Yeah, don't let the impending war scare you. We gonna bounce. I can't bounce on that note. My bad. Spotify and iTunes. Yeah, this bought on Spotify and iTunes as well. So yeah, it link in the comment section description. All right, now we bouncing.